How's it going, everyone? This is Josh Legend. I'm just coming to you today to discuss the ending of Endgame, Captain America's timeline. I want to discuss a little bit about the timeline, kind of give an explanation on what I believe. This is strictly my opinion on what happened. Everybody may have their own opinions, but I think I have figured out exactly what has happened in Captain America's timeline. Because as we all know, Captain America is going to take the stones. By the way, this is spoilers. Spoilers. Right? So if you haven't seen Endgame, come back and watch this later. This is spoilers. So at the end of Endgame, you've got Captain America going to go back in time and put all the stones back. And he's also taken Thor's hammer and he's going to put that back. So when he goes back, Hulk counts down. He says he'll be back in 5 seconds. It'll be as long as he needs for him, and then it'll be 5 seconds in our time, 2023. So when he counts down to 5 seconds, he doesn't appear, and Bucky sees him, an old man sitting on the park bench. And when Falcon goes over there, it's Captain America. So what happened there is Captain America stayed in his time, decided he returned all the stones, and just decided to stay in his time. And a lot of people are asking, like, well, what happened with the Captain America that's frozen? You know, there was two Captain Americas in the same timeline, and that is correct. I believe that is correct. And here's my theory on what happened. I believe that when he went back into time. Now, if you remember, when he was watching a video of Peggy Carter, she mentioned that she has a husband and she had 2 kids. Now, in the Peggy Carter TV series, she has a husband as well, and she mentions again that she has a husband, but they keep the husband secret. There's no mention of who it is or anything like that. There's never a mention of it. So, with that being said, my theory is that he went back into time, and when the time he went back into, he was frozen. His other self was frozen in the past. So he met Peggy, probably told her what had happened, or not entirely sure. But my guess is that they lived in hiding off of somewhere. So all the events still took place. So when I believe that Captain America and Peggy went into hiding, and then the original Captain America from that timeline, who was frozen in the ice, once Nick Fury found him, all those events took place. So nothing would change, nothing at all would change. Everything continually and took place. And so Captain America didn't mess with anything because he didn't want to risk anything in the future affecting the battle of the Infinity War, or the final battle in Endgame. He didn't want to risk messing anything up. So what my belief is, he went back into the past, lived with Peggy Carter, they got married and had 2 kids. And that's why we never heard of who the husband was, because the husband was Captain America. So his timeline consists of getting frozen from the ice, getting thawed from being frozen in the ice, joining the Avengers, going all the way through to Endgame, all the way through to going back into time. And then when he goes back into time, he lives his whole life with Peggy Carter. Once Peggy dies, then he just bides the time and he makes his way to that bench, so that once the future works, so that he'll go back, he's already on the bench at that specific time. So then Bucky sees him right there already. So my thing is, Captain America, Steve Rogers, gets to live both of his lives. He gets to live the full Avenger life to save the world and to save all the people, and then he gets to go back and live the life and marry Peggy Carter. So that is my theory on what happened with Captain America's timeline in Endgame. So that is definitely my theory. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any other opinions, or if you agree with me, just let me know what you think there in the comments. Go ahead and like my channel, and please subscribe to my channel. JOD128 is the channel. Just click that subscribe button. Also, you can find I've got a podcast on Anchor Podcasts. It's on the Anchor Podcast app, as well as Spotify, as well as Google Cast. Anywhere you can find podcasts. My podcast is JODPOD. It's JodPod. And JOD128 you can find there, or Josh on Demand 128. JodPod, you can find it currently on Spotify and Anchor. It is on Google Podcasts and Pocket Podcasts. It's on many different podcasts, practically anywhere you can find pods. So go ahead and please subscribe to this channel and go check out my podcast. All right, you guys take care. Josh Legend out.